Do you remember earlier this year when 139 Republicans from the House and Senate voted to not certify certain states' election results, and then nothing happened to them? We're now almost 6 months removed from that day on January 6th, and we all know what took place on January 6th that's garnered the most attention. But those 139 Republicans needed to be held accountable. They needed to answer for why they didn't vote to certify certain states' election results, but so far, none. Nothing. Nada. Zip. Zilch. And the disgusting part is that a lot of these Republicans, instead of being punished, they're actually raising more money than they ever have from conservatives across the country, even those who aren't in their districts or their states. Money is flowing into these people for undermining our democratic processes here in the United States. And while the list of House members is a little too long to list here, but you can find it in the link in the description of the video, here's the senators that have faced absolutely no reckoning, no consequences for voting against the election results. Ted Cruz, Josh Hawley, Cindy Hyde-Smith, John Kennedy, Cynthia Lummis, Roger Marshall, Rick Scott, and Tommy Tuberville. Nothing. And some of them, like I mentioned, are raising more money than they ever have, based solely on the fact that they didn't want to certify the 2020 election results because they were all pushing the big lie. There was not massive voter fraud in the 2020 election that changed the outcome. There were no outside actors. There weren't ballots being flown in from Asia, as the Arizona auditors believed. There was not, as Mark Meadows tried to push, Italian satellites hacking into voting machines. That's not a thing that happened, but Meadows pushed the DOJ to investigate that. None of it. And none of these people have been held accountable for what they did that day. And it becomes even more sickening when you realize that all of these 139 individuals, they also voted against the formation of the January 6th Commission. So they saw what happened earlier in that day before they voted to not certify the election results. They were there. They understand what really happened. They understand how scary it was. Some of them were helping to barricade doors, moving furniture in front of doors so the crazy people couldn't get to them. Still, voted against a commission, voted against certifying the election. These people, these 139 Republicans, they're the insurrectionists that succeeded. They're the ones that we need to be more worried about, especially given the fact that rather than being punished, most of them are being rewarded. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our Ring of Fire channel here.